Welcome to Drunken Monkey's Uncensored News. Viewers' discretion's advised. I'm the monkey. This realization happened after a bad fucking dream. I think that it was more of a vision than a dream. If you're in a dream and you actually think about it, you'll realize that you can't touch, taste, or smell anything. So what happened was Bernie Sanders jumped out of nowhere and said, "Socialism!" And all of a sudden there was an apocalyptic famine. People were screaming at the sky. I'm gonna get to Bernie Sanders soon. But first I'm gonna start with a different story about a monkey that's also called Bernie. We called him Bernie the Pervie. It was a very well-earned title for him, but I can explain also why this title might be best applied to Bernie Sanders. See, the monkey poachers used to tie down a coconut that had a hole in it and put a piece of fruit in that hole. The monkey's hands were big enough to go into the hole, but once they grabbed the fruit, the size of their hands and the fruit combined made it too big for it to come back out. The poachers would then come and sack the monkey. The monkey could easily just let go and run, but they would usually try harder to pull the fruit out instead of running, and get sacked. Motivational speakers sometimes use this as a lesson on letting go. There could be a very spiritual lesson here. If you ask yourself what you're holding on to, you could just let go to be free. But I'm not here to ask questions. I'm here to tell you the facts. One day, the poachers were wondering why the hell there were no monkeys reaching in and grabbing the fruit. Their traps weren't working. It's because Bernie the Pervie was fucking the coconut holes. The other monkeys found out. They weren't gonna put their hands in that shit. Won't lie, Bernie was a pervy. Liked to fuck coconuts. He was a coconut fucker. He was a perv. So we called him Bernie the Pervie. In this case, it really helped the monkeys. But Bernie Sanders is far from a hero like Bernie the Pervie was, but I'm sure that he thinks he is. Let's look at Bernie Sanders' weird fucking behavior. He goes on about socialism or democratic socialism. Same thing, like he just came out of a Robin Hood screening and is in the mood to steal from the rich and give to the poor. He may have a lower income and lower IQ than his colleagues, but he still just bought his third place, $700,000 lakefront house. Don't you think your comrades will want to commandeer your house? How do you think your revolution is supposed to go? I always thought it was just a money grab. Then I thought about the monkey Bernie the Pervie. Bernie Sanders' actions started to make a little bit more sense to me. See, Bernie could live his values in a capitalist society, sell his houses and possessions, call people comrade, give his money back to the community, live modestly. Hell, he could even starve to death if he wanted to go full commie. So it got me thinking, why don't people just commie out in a capitalist society? If all people that ascribe to the notion of socialism did this, they could probably solve all the problems that socialism could solve, except for without the cons of socialism, and with all the pros of capitalism. I think that's probably what the Buddhist and the Shambhala sort of believed. You have to start from within, get your own shit sorted out, then you can help people around you, then you can help the community, and that's how you help the world. Or like Jordan Patterson says, clean your room, bucko. So I started to ask about Bernie Sanders. Why doesn't he just do this? I think he has some serious perv going on. See, the difference between what I described and what he describes is that what he describes involves violence. He wants people to be forced to give charity. If they say no to building roads in Afghanistan, then the police show up and they're like, "You didn't pay your tax, you motherfucker." And they're like, "Fuck you, I don't want to build roads in Afghanistan, motherfucker." Police violence is violence. Pay your taxes. Or Bernie's Gestapo is gonna come after you. That's some pretty perverted shit. It's like me calling up a charity and saying to the nice sweet volunteer, "I'm going to give you some shit. We have to get some big fellows in uniforms with guns to come over and force it out of me." It's just a weird commie fetish. It's like a sadist who believes in the golden rule. Bad combination. Don't do unto me what some sick perverted shit you want done unto yourself. You don't want someone who likes golden showers, following the golden rule, going around and peeing all over everyone. Start calling it the golden shower rule then. Don't do unto me what the fuck you want done unto yourself, motherfucker. You don't know me. And furthermore, there's nothing charitable or benevolent about forcing the government to steal from the working class, to give to an ineffective government. I'd rather plant my own $5 tree than to pay $1,000 for the government to plant it for me. Bernie Sanders' followers' parents never taught them the fucking fundamentals of life. You never take free candy from a stranger. That stranger's apt to be a fucking perv. Bernie the Pervie, offering you free shit so he can fulfill his fucking weird sex commie fantasy of enslaving the working class. If you want the government to wipe your ass for you, they're not going to be using the nice 2-ply cotton feel good on your ass type of toilet paper. You're gonna be using the real rough shit. You're gonna be asking yourself why the fuck you want the government to do that for you. Don't be a fucking idiot. Nothing in life is free. Until next time, bring your own fucking lunch, motherfucker. Next week on Drunken Monkey News, your only fucking reliable source for reliable information. It's now cultural appropriation if you're impersonating a white man. This cutie called out for racism and cultural appropriation for dressing like Justin Trudeau on a trip to China. Details to follow as this story unfolds. Thank you for watching Drunken Monkey News. Don't be a motherfucker and subscribe now.